Hi everyone, this is Rob from Rob Talks. I'd like to tell you something before I start with this next lesson about something that I'd like to confess about and it's a work in progress in a way because of my autism and my disability. In a way, and this brings up a great topic about today's next video. For the example, whenever you feel that you've been too much or things have been colliding too much or you're trying to achieve so much, you feel just ultimate stress. You feel like that everything is just piling up towards you and you just can't bear to take things into, you just can't receptive, your mind just can't take too much more information, your mind just gets way bunched up. Well, in this matter though, sometimes what may happen is what's called an oversensory upload. Oversensory upload is just way too much. Think of it as when you're at a mailing center or at a Breads and then it keeps on slicing and then it takes up, but then when there's so much information, it gets so tight together. It just makes your mind just so overstimulated. You're asked so many questions and it just makes your mind go hayward and you just want to pop. With a person with an autism, sometimes we may do that, and it may even increase to meltdown. However, don't let that get to you, because it doesn't mean that we are blaming on you. It doesn't mean that we are putting our problems towards you, for the most part. However, it just means that we have so much in our mind and we just cannot take things too much. And I know I've mentioned in one of the previous Rob Talks videos, but this one is in a way because of something that you just want to achieve, something that you want to make as an exception or a goal. So, as you may know and remember that I'm struggling to find a new job and to find a day job for me, and what I feel is that when I try to achieve and I try to while it is great that I'm looking for a new job and it's still in the phase, however, I admit that I have not in the past been taking slow care and going through processes just because I see that there's a job and I want to go for it. Gotta read the benefits and the things carefully, because there could be something that may not benefit to life. And everybody should have at least a job that it will benefit to your life and to your needs. So, in a way, it may come across as oversensories too. And if there's questions in your mind, if there's so many things coming at you, you just can't multitask at the moment because you're trying to achieve to get this application or goal done, but you're not listening and focusing on what people are saying. It just makes you just want to shut down, but not in a rude way. Like I said, it's not our intention. However, it just feels like that. It's just overly sensitive. And sometimes it may even feel like that you just can't get enough, and it may even lead you to some stuff that you just don't want to think. And it's important to take good care of yourself and to pace yourself. When the right time and when the right job will come to you, it will. However, and it's a great thing that you're taking things into achieving and you're not waiting for things to come to you. However, there is one rule that you need to take absolute care of yourself, and you need to wind down and take a day off or two to just relax. That's why we have days off when we work, because we have 2 days to mellow down and simmer until we get back into the work position. So, it is what it is. And one of the things too is that when you look at jobs and you're trying to get it into your mind, it may lead to even so much stress. However, just calm down, simmer in, and when you feel that urge of you want to go, pace yourself and to slow down, because that will help you to lead to no more with careless mistakes, because you want to do things right. So my advice is to just breathe and then take it slow. When you feel that you just can't rep, just hold yourself and then just breathe in, and then don't let the brain hiccups get to you. You can do it. Now, what can you do when you feel that you have like those kind of brain hiccups in a way? Sometimes you may just want to you want to take big deep breaths and you want to simmer down. One method I can think of is just to take small deep breaths, not too much, because you don't want to overstress yourself out and then just get to the point where they're because that will work yourself and that will do the opposite. It'll work your way up. When your goal is you want to simmer down and you want to relax for a bit. So, in a way, what you have to do is you have to just relax, calm, take deep breaths, and then just breathe slowly. Let's try this. Relax up with your shoulders up just a little bit high, and then breathe very, very slowly and exhale. That's a good way to get through it. Now, you may want to have you ever seen people with disability or autism, when they get too much, they just want to hit their head to reboot your way and reboot your mind? Well, it may look very destructive, and it may even lead to problems and misunderstandings from people who don't understand disability. I have done that a few times, but there are times when I don't get into that phase of frustration or overload, I tend to just take small deep breaths. And I'll even say, despite that I have brain hiccups when I'm trying to explain, I just say multiple times, I am sorry. My mind is just so hiccupy, or my mind is just so overly stressed. I will try the best to explain, or I can even come back and then I'll explain when I feel much calmer and I feel more peace. And that can really do help you. You wouldn't want to be destructive, because your goal is you want to be calm, but not to be destructive in any way. Well, that is for Rob Talks today. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!